Our guest tonight, his name is Lee, and we know him as Crazy Cabbie. Are you there, Cabbie?
Yes. Hi, how are you?
What do you want us to address you as? I'm Grace, by the way.
Cabbie's fine. I mean, I don't use that anymore. It's just Lee, but I mean, that was always what I used. Cabbie was a moniker, a radio handle that I used for many years. I ran with it. It kind of sucked. I got into the business. I was driving a cab. Long story short, that became my radio name. Crazy Cabbie was originally, and then I tried to lose crazy, and then, because
you can't lose crazy.
I wanted to be a professional broadcaster, and I wasn't, I actually worked in radio for many years, but how far can your broadcast career go as, oh, I'm the Crazy Cabbie, you know what I mean?
But then you couldn't lose it, right? I mean, it just stuck.
Yeah, because I was a DJ at K-Rock. I worked in Minneapolis before that. And then when I went in and did the Stern stuff, it was always outlandish. And I always went in there with the idea of promoting the things I was doing on K-Rock, because I knew that was a bigger platform to promote the stuff that Kane and I were doing.
Right.
But it just, everything I did on there was, so out of hand. It stuck, and it was like, fuck, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
I've been on the radio I walked away, and basically it was like 2008. I get recognized even sometimes by voice in a fucking grocery store. And it's like,
really?
It's like, oh my God, you're that guy. And I'm like, yeah, I was that guy, but I just want to get my fucking hot dogs and leave,
Who are you talking to get hot dogs that they would recognize your voice? Can't you just pick up some
the cashier? Like literally, they're like, "Oh my God, I recognize your voice." And it's even, they recognize me that I'm large and covered in tattoos. They recognize the voice sometimes.
That's what I was thinking when I saw you. You're like a black guy because you look great with tattoos. You look great with a mohawk. You look great fat. You look great with a mohawk. You're like a black guy. You're the only one that can pull it off.
Yeah, I can kind of pull off all looks. It's funny because, I can cover the tattoos. It's hard because I'm, neck to feet. But, fat, skinny. I'm big, sexy. Yeah, I got that.
First off, I really, really, really want to thank you for your service to our country. And I don't think people really fucking appreciate how much you did for us. I really appreciate that from the bottom of my heart.
Really You're almost as if like Jesse the Body Ventura and Pat Tillman had a kid. You remind me of
That's an honor because those two guys are both heroes. You're talking, a ranger and a SEAL.
Yeah.
So if a ranger and a SEAL have a kid, then I would be. I would be honored to be
like
a kid.
A big walrus manatee with tattoos. So what are you doing now, Cabbie? What's going on in your life?
A friend of mine developed a new kind of different social media app called Scout It. It's video sharing, but it's geocentric. It's
what does that mean?
It's it's basically you ask a question anywhere in the world using it's called the Scout It request, and if there's someone in that area who wants to respond, they could. Let's say you're in New York and you want to know what's going on at a club, and you send out what's called the Scout It request. You can ask a just like general question and say, hey, what's going on in Midtown Manhattan tonight? And people, if they're there and choose to respond, they can shoot a quick 15 to 20-second video and send a response, or nobody can respond, or 20 people can respond to the Scout It request, and it comes directly back to your phone. It's like an interactive social media tool, and brands can use it, and companies can use it. We've got some partners that have signed on.
Cool.
Are you making dough off of this?
Yeah, are you doing anything with this?
I'm actually helping a friend out. I'm not making dough. I'm helping a friend. He came up with a really cool idea. And when he came to me, I was like, wow, this is a really cool invention.
I, for one, I appreciate your honesty because you very easily could have lied there and said you were making like 7 figures. So I appreciate your we're going to try to get you to merge with Grillo's Bright Shot, and you guys get the whole conglomerate here.
You know what? Grillo and I, we interact a little bit on the Facebook. I'm not a social media guy. When I got out of radio, I stopped doing that thing, and I got bored with it. I didn't like the direction radio was going. I thought satellite kind of ruined things. So I went back to college. I got my degree in psychology.
I saw that.
I got a BS in psychology from the City University of New York, cum laude, no less.
Nice.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. Congratulations.
Well, thank you. The crazy people have to, try to.
We know each other, right? We know
crazy
our own.
Breeds crazy. We know it.
Exactly. I wasn't happy with things after, prison. I did the prison thing.
Yes, that was awful.
Well, we want to talk about this, so let's go back to that for a second. I want to start this off with a couple of things because, obviously we've been talking for a couple of weeks, and I had some loss in my family, and we kind of went back and forth.
I'm sorry for your loss. That was tragic, and I meant what I said. I know,
words. And I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart, sweetheart. So I had a lot of time because I was traveling a lot back and forth, and I listened to a lot of things that you were on, whether it was Opie and Anthony or on the Stern Show and things like that. And a lot of people that we've had on the show, like Stuttering John and Grillo and things like that, they're all very polarizing figures, and people either love Stuttering John or absolutely fucking hate him. And I was thinking about you, and I was listening to you on a lot of these shows. I feel like a lot of times people really shit on you. Like, they like to talk kind of down to you, like, fuck you, Cabbie, or why the fuck aren't you listening?
The condescending thing was huge, and all the
Really
clips I listened to. Oh, I started to get angry about it.
Right,
actually.
me too.
Well,
I'm so glad you agree with me.
You know what? I took that with a grain of salt in the sense of I think my role when I got into radio, it wasn't like I picked it, but the heel in wrestling.
Yeah, that's what you. I mean, when I heard you on, immediately I got a Jesse Ventura vibe out of you because you're from Minnesota and you had that military background and you came out. It was like, I'm going to be crazy, Cabbie, and Stuttering John. You have no choice but to face me in that squared circle.
Right, like you know what? It was funny because people would come at me like that. They would come at me like that, but 99%, and this is a true story. 99.9% of the time they would come at me like that. But out in public, no one ever had anything to say because, I don't think it was because I was big or threatening or anything because I'm just a big jolly guy. I'm a Minnesota nice guy.
You sound
I don't come off as an
slightly
asshole.
passive aggressive, I'm going to tell you, because I feel like people were able to just say, shut the fuck up, Cabbie, and you always took it. Exactly what John just said. I started to feel genuinely bad. Even when fucking Gary would walk into a show and be like, fuck you, Cabbie, let me fucking finish what I'm trying to say. And they kind of made you like victim dog, the dog that the fucking guy kicks on the street and he just kind of takes it and comes back for more. And I started to feel really upset about how you were treated on a lot of these shows, even on fucking Opie and Anthony.
I totally agree with that. I got more of a condescension from them.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what, though? At the end of it all, a lot of it I always saw was jealousy. This is how, psychologically, because you know what? These motherfuckers couldn't beat me. They never saw the things that I did. They never got to the places I got. All the stories and all the shit I said, everything I ever did in my life was fucking true. And every time someone tried to prove me wrong or say I was a liar, guess what? I always fucking threw it right back in their face. And even when they said, oh, you weren't in the fucking service, you didn't do this. Bro, I came out and said I had fucking sex with a man before Caitlyn Jenner. Wow. Or dude, so what? I experimented when I was a fucking teenager. Suck my dick. You know what? Fuck you. I had those balls and I did it on national radio and everybody, all my bosses told me, you're going to lose your job. We should probably fucking fire you. Steve Kingston, the biggest fucking
douchebag
in the radio said, you're Kane. You're going to fucking, you shouldn't have done that. You shouldn't have done that. Well, guess what? I did it. And go fuck yourself because I was honest.
I want to start out with something I thought was a really interesting segment when you were on Howard. And that was the tragic fucking diet supplement incident. I know that ruined a friend of mine's company.
That's really awful.
He was spending money at Sirius at that point.
Yeah.
I brought him in as a sponsor. And they came in and they crushed his company. He lost like $8 million.
So we
Only
thought it
Howard has sponsors.
Yeah, we thought
Nobody
it was
else, right?
important to kind of talk that through a little bit. So, Caps, if you're there, could you play the clip where Cabbie came in to introduce the product? Because I want to talk to this for a second.
So, Cabbie, let's sum up. First of all, why Cabbie's here today. He is a representative of I-57 Ignite.
Yes.
There's a website called, as you're wearing on your shirt,
MyI57.com.
MyI57.com. It is a great pill to take.
Yes, it gives you mad energy. It helps you when you want to have sex.
Right.
It helps suppress your appetite. And I'm telling you what.
Better than ephedra?
Way better than ephedra. Shot-a-boo-gray.
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 Shot-a-boo-gray. So here he is walking in. Everybody knows that he's here to promote a product where the product is actually paying the show to advertise on. And Howard loves to be fucking unaware.
The product and the advertiser too serious. Myself. No salesperson brought that product.
Oh, Cabbie, nothing catches him by surprise. He knew exactly what he was walking into. You think he doesn't? He knows they're more fixed now. They have rehearsed talking points. They have a script now. Yeah. That's now. And even when you were dealing with that.
And get this. You know who fucking, remember Trim Spa?
Yeah.
Yes.
This is a friend of mine still to this day because he used to work for Trim Spa. He can quote, before Anna Nicole Smith, you know how much Cabbie brought to Trim Spa and Howard Stern and K-Rock and how much Trim Spa made with me? Over $300 million.
No way. How?
How much did I see from that? I'm not going to go into that, but I'm just saying. Okay, go ahead.
There's a house in Palm Beach right now that's
with your name on it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Well, it killed Anna Nicole Smith, allegedly, supposedly.
Supposedly. Right. So here we are with Cabbie coming in to promote a product where the advertiser is paying for his spot on the show. We've kind of established from some previous shows that Howard always got a take of the advertising revenue that streamed in for his particular show. So it was
which I never did.
Yeah, exactly. So here he is. Let's cut to, what was it, maybe 4 or 5 weeks later, where I-57 is really upset with the fact that, Howard said, look at you fat fuck. You come walking in the door.
How dare
and, Cabbie's trying to say, dude, I lost 20 pounds already on this. But he had to know you were coming in to promote the fucking product and a t-shirt on.
And fucking Shuley.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate Shuley.
I hate Shuley, cocksucker.
Completely sandbagged you.
Sandbag me, sandbag the product.
Yes.
Sandbag the fucking guy's company, his livelihood.
You.
Right. So then, cutting to a couple of weeks later, after he comes out and says you're fat, and then fucking Ralph, that berry-faced bastard, comes out and says you're fat, because he's there to do hottest
to teabag Howard and suck his dick.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. And lick his asshole. We don't want to get into that.
Cut to a couple of weeks later, and Caps, play that little clip for us so that we could hear how fucking Howard backtracked and tried to say he knew nothing about it.
Cabbie calls me all the time, says, can I come in? And I go, sure, anytime you want. So evidently, he comes in.
Evidently.
And he walks in the room, and according to this in the paper, I don't even know if this is true or not, I go, boy, you look fat.
He doesn't know this.
So evidently, he is here on a mission to promote a product that says he's thin. So therefore, I'm supposed to know that, and I sabotage and cost the company hundreds of millions of dollars.
How could they prove that?
Best part about that, Monique, is the Rob Zombie song still playing. He was so bothered by it that he couldn't even wait for the zombie song.
Exactly. Started the whole fucking show with it. He knew exactly what went on.
Yep. And he's thinking about it all weekend.
All weekend. And
because he knows the potential of what had happened with Trim Spa.
Right.
And how much money Trim Spa had made.
Right.
That was huge back then. I remember vividly. When you watch the E! Show, they incorporated Trim Spa commercials into the E! Show. You literally couldn't go.
The money that Stuttering John and I got paid from Trim Spa from the fight was from Trim Spa and fucking Donald Trump.
And you had to wear ads, right, on your back.
I mean, I don't know I don't know who Stuttering John wore.
I can't remember either.
Who promoted him? I won that fight, by the way.
Yeah, you totally won that fucking fight, by the way.
I broke his nose. You know that, right?
No.
5-pound gloves and headgear. I wanted to wear 16-ounce gloves, or they made us wear the heaviest gloves you could wear. I originally wanted to just take it in a room. I mean, I don't hate the guy, but I had no friendly when we worked there. I wanted to just you listen to the tapes. I said, I'll put one hand behind my back and you can punch me, and then I get to punch you, square fist.
It's like shooting fish in a fucking barrel. Seriously? John Melendez is your baby seal, and you just fucking clubbed him. Let's be honest.
Cabbie, you might have broken John's nose, but Howard's the one that got the nose job.
Dun. So,
and the wig.
And the
teeth.
So I just wanted to kind of tap off with this whole advertising bullshit, how that seemed to be the pivotal moment where all of a sudden Cabbie's a fucking scumbag. Were you part of the actual lawsuit against him? Why was he so hateful at that point?
You know what? Honestly, from what I understand, the company that he scummed out never filed a lawsuit because he knew filing a lawsuit against
the most litigious man in America,
against Howard Stern and Sirius, he didn't have that kind of dough. You can't win. They would bury him even further, and it just he couldn't do it.
What a slime.
Yeah, but why was it then your fault though? Why was it then Cabbie fucked up? Cabbie's the scumbag.
Well,
Cabbie's
because he has an open mic 5 days a week or whatever.
3.
What does he work? Two days a week?
2.5.
But he had an open mic, and I was working 1 day a week on the weekends at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
And he said I call him all the time. I didn't call him all the time. Number one. Number two.
Emailed him all the time.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, check the servers, Hillary Clinton. First of all, he said, "Oh, you can stop by any time." Well, I used to go in on the K-Rock shows because I was there in the building. I was there on the overnight shift. Yeah. I was there when he would. It was natural. It was organic. I worked on a Saturday night at 2 a.m. on Faction at Sirius. What I was gonna come to the city and lurk around the station like a stalker to go in on a show? No, that's not what I did. I fought because I didn't want to work at Sirius because it was not a union shop. I wasn't going to do pre-records, and I made them let me take the satellite down so I could actually do a live show. Like,
what was
fuck
the
you.
issue,
I'm not your fucking puppet.
Well, what was the issue, though, with you being able to have your own people on to fucking interview? Like, why did it have to be a synergy with whatever the fuck was going on at Sirius?
They wanted to control everything, and like when I first got out of jail, and Howard let me, or Sabian let me take over and do like an audition for a few days on Pharrell's show. They wanted me to spill everything that happened in prison. I was like, bro, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to just give away everything so you can have everything and like replay it. No, fuck you. Fuck you. So I had some guests on and some porn stars and a couple people, and they were like, oh, that's not
what they want you to do. They didn't want you to do a show.
Like, okay,
Here's what pissed me off. I'm listening to this, and this kind of hit me. And we always talk about there's a lot of hollow, empty promises when we say we use support the troops. Let's these jerk offs going over there and doing their stupid stand up act from 1988, and that's supposed to boost morale. And somehow we're gonna no. You want to support the troops, you give Cabbie a job when he gets out. That's how you support the troops. So then sort of I'm saying, like, you're not following through. You're promising this man a job when he gets out.
Well, here's the thing. You never have to promise me shit. I earn my chops in radio, bro. And if you are not going to fucking hire me, Phil, first of all, and this is a true story, when I was at K-Rock, I went and auditioned at XM down in D.C., and at Sirius, and they both wanted to hire me, and K-Rock, Tom Chiazzano, would not let me work at both stations, but he let other DJs go work at both stations.
Yeah, Opie and Anthony
at K-Rock and Sirius and XM, and when they were separate.
Yeah. No, I remember it well. Opie
Wait. But he said, because you're a personality at our fucking station. And I was like, are you kidding me? I was like, are you kidding me? And then when I was in prison and I heard Opie and Anthony, because, dude, listen, I was like, are you fucking serious?
Howard was on
Literally
40 fucking
serious.
stations.
I was
What do you
like-
mean?
I was like, are you kidding me?
Serious.
And Monique, what Cabbie's saying is Opie and Anthony, when David Lee Roth got fired, Opie and Anthony took over for David Lee Roth. They did their show for 3 hours, I believe, on K-Rock, and then they did a thing called the walk over to XM.
Exactly. But I couldn't, I was an afternoon guy, I was a night guy. I was just a regular guy at K-Rock. And this is when XM first started. I interviewed with Lee Abrams. He was running XM in D.C. He wanted to hire me to do both. And then, dude, I know all these radio guys. I know all of them, and I never burned bridges with any of them. But I'm going to tell you, I could have done both. But Chiazano said, no, you're a personality here. You can't do both. And all these other DJs, Booker, Kane, Shook.
Right, everyone's doing
it. Dave, all these guys were doing it, and they didn't want me to do it because they knew my value. And, dude, I'm not in radio. I might never do radio again. You know why? Because I'm a big fucking pimp, and they can all suck my asshole. Fuck that.
Say, Cabbie, what I love about you, though, is you're like a real rock guy. You have, like, a lot of rock and roll integrity. Like,
because I'm gonna go play fucking Fresh Air Mornings like fucking Kane is right now in New York City.
But you weren't trying to be a stand-up. You weren't trying to – you wanted to be like – see, I think you missed it by 10 years. Like, you would have been a great MTV VJ.
Yes.
They could have had you on.
I auditioned for it. I auditioned for the where they actually played videos.
What's
Eddie – I know exactly. Metal Shop. Fingers, not fingers.
Yes. Yeah, whatever it is. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I like Eddie Trunk. Eddie Trunk's fucking – he's legendary. I know Eddie Trunk. Dude, I'm a music fan. It ain't just metal. I listen to everything. I listen to pop if it's good. I don't care.
Yeah, we won't.
Yeah.
What happened?
Most pop ain't good though.
No, most pop fucking sucks. Most pop is auto-tune bullshit by a bunch of prepubescent 15-year-old lesbians.
Wu-Tang, baby. Wu-Tang for the children.
Well, Justin Bieber his beer can thick.
Oh, I saw that. I saw his
Yikes.
penis.
That's gross.
I don't think that's gross.
Justin Bieber takes a beer can up his ass. What?
No,
Justin
he's beer
Bieber
can.
is really fucking well hung. He's
Gross.
like laptop
Oh
thick.
yeah, I saw the pictures. My wife actually made me pull it up
you're
on the internet. She
rich.
goes, I can't find the pictures. And yeah, that dude's got a fucking hammer, doesn't he?
I'll forward it to you.
You're married.
Well, he's also about, what is he? He's like Rocco Siffredi. He's like
Yes.
he's like 5'5" and
Right.
like fucking
Exactly.
130.
Yeah.
Except he can.
I mean, if I shrunk about fucking 10 inches and lost about 150 pounds, I'd probably have a fucking 10-inch cock and love. Come on. It's not fair.
You know what? But he was castrated a long time ago, so he still sounds like a fucking high-pitched girl.
Yeah, they say he's going to be a billionaire by the time he's 30.
Oh.
So that's not even more
It's
fair.
true.
He's got a huge cock and he's super rich.
What more could you want?
Dude, I hope he goes to the fucking bunny ranch.
Oh. Getting that next
We could hook him up with fucking Khloe Kardashian.
Yeah, really?
I can't believe that hasn't happened. I hope he's linked to Lamar Odom.
Lamar Odom is.
I feel sad for Lamar, dude. They say he was like the nicest guy in the
I feel
world, and he got
very bad
wrangled
for
up
him.
by that fucking horse slang fucking tramp.
I
Tell
agree
us
with you.
how you're really
Those
feel.
Armenian cunts.
Really? Did you see them in
Dude,
Armenia?
they are the fucking. When the world ends, they're going to be the ones like scabbarding around like the cockroaches.
The cockroaches, exactly. The rats
Yeah.
of the world will survive, and they are them for sure.
Well, we can thank Ryan Seacrest for that.
Oh, another fucker.
How about the fact that Khloe Kardashian tried to bust in the ER with cameras?
No.
Oh, I read that.
You guys didn't see that?
I did.
My wife, she sends me the shit. Like, she's still my producer. She sends me the shit. Khloe Kardashian tried to crack in the ER room with the E cameras
Jesus
and
Christ.
fought with doctors
You're
to
low.
film it for Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
To the rescue. That hermaphrodite's going to get rid of his brain damage.
The Armenian genocide did not do its job. I'm just fucking telling you, because they should all be fucking destroyed. Every one of them.
Honestly, I hope Lamar pulls out of it.
So do I.
Just so he can like go on some homicidal binge and kill them all.
So
right?
I wanna swing around to.
All right, I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. We love digression.
Monique's about to do a Lord DSAC podcast, Cabbie, so don't feel so bad.
So
let's hope he's next. He should have been before Lamar.
What the fuck does he do for a living? Seriously, what allows him to drive a fucking
off
Bentley?
The feet of the Kardashians, bro.
Oh my God!
He's Bruce Wayne with alive parents.
Exactly.
I thought he killed his parents.
Oh, I thought he did too. I thought his parents. Oh, his dad died, and
that was recently, though, right?
That was recently.
No, but didn't hang on, Tara? Didn't Disick's parents both die?
Listen.
Yeah, they both kicked. They both kicked within like a month of each other.
Really?
They were probably poisoned by the Kardashians.
Tara's Juliana Rancic over there.
Yeah.
I love that gossip.
Wait, did you say the living praying mantis from fucking E?
Cabbie knows that. Oh,
Jesus
God,
Christ! She is the most anorexic human being I've ever fucking seen in my life.
Dude, she's from that alien superstar they just found outside the Milky Way. Did you read about that?
Yes.
She is like that fucking thing that comes out of Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Like that first thing that comes out, just like a stick figure with a big fucking head.
Oh.
She's disgusting.
Her last name is perfect for her because
Rancid.
she is rancid.
She is fucking rancid. How she made it in life is beyond me. But
hey,
what?
I just want to ask, Cabbie. I didn't know you were married.
Yeah, we didn't know.
How long have you been married?
Oh well, it's an alien marriage.
What does that mean? You pulled her in from Colombia? Like, what does that mean?
No, we've been together a very long time, and we got married when our souls met when we first looked in each other's eyes.
Oh, geez. So he's not married. He just calls her his wife.
Is this?
We're domestic partners in the state of New York.
Oh, good.
But due to my situation years ago with the IRS, I'm still trying to finish that out. We're just happily married. So let us be married and live.
Amen.
Why do you have to dig into my Amish relationships?
Not at all. Hey, can I ask you this?
Yes, you can, Grace. Yes, you can.
I was. Oh, don't start, meanie.
What? Go.
Way mean girl. Okay, Cabbie, I was reading on what is it that Mark Sprague?
Don't believe anything that you read.
No, Mark Sprague.
Mark Sprague. Yeah, I've had interactions with that dude. He's a cool guy. He's very thorough in his description.
Oh,
verbally.
He's a fucking court stenographer. What the fuck does he do?
He does.
Well, there you go.
Now he does it still today when it's boring. But I just want to say, they allegedly put you with your birth mom. Is that true? That really happened.
Yeah, they searched her out and
they found her, and we're still close. And she's a great woman. I had tried unsuccessfully to find her. Not hardcore, but that was one of the coolest things that Howard and Gary did, and that was very nice of them. Because when I first went in there and they asked me my story, I told them I was adopted, and that I had a pretty rough childhood with my former family that had adopted me, and they found her, and we got reunited, and yeah.
You know what?
And my mom's very cool. I got a cool mom.
My balls, because I am positive that some sponsor paid for them to actually get the fucking money to do this, because you, like everybody else we interview on this fucking show, were purely providing content that made the show what it was.
I wouldn't doubt it, because they used a website to do it. I remember the website. What the hell was the name of it? Kinsolving.com. Because at the time, they did things like that, but it was very hard because I was adopted through Catholic Charities.
Horrible.
And they're supposed to keep everything secret.
Yeah, yo, dude,
In
the
that
Catholics,
day and
are you
age,
fucking kidding me?
especially. But now they can't. It's different laws. Really? Today?
Absolutely. If a woman puts a baby up for adoption and she wants absolutely nothing to be revealed, they still have to be able to do that.
I didn't know
You know,
that.
you don't want it. It's all about being litigious.
Yeah,
you don't want anybody coming after you.
it's tough. I know it wasn't cheap, but I'm sure, dude, come on.
It was paid for.
But you're talking about at that time when I was on that show. You're talking early 2000s. You're talking when he had that was at his prime, man. He had fucking on a daily basis. He had 18 million listeners.
Easily.
I don't think he has a million now.
No, I don't think so either.
I agree.
I don't even listen to the show. I read the tea leaves online. Because I have satellite in my car, but I don't listen to talk radio just because most of drivel is just. And even when I was in radio, I didn't listen to the show. And
Grace
when I grew
doesn't
up in
either. She never listens to herself.
I didn't listen to that show because we didn't have that show.
Cabbie, you guys have a great rock scene in Minneapolis. Is it like the Replacements are out of there?
100%. Husker Du.
Yeah,
Forget it.
Lots of lesbians
It's an underrated
in
rock scene. It's a huge. Prince is out of there.
Prince, dude, I used to go literally, and I'd drop people off at his studios out in Chanhassen, and he would do after shows. I saw a couple of his late night after shows where if you got in, you were lucky enough to get in after the bars closed in Minneapolis at 1 o'clock. You got there by 2. He would do an after show fully catered until like 4 or 5 in the morning, and he would play. Him and himself and a few of his friends would jam for hours and play everything. It was amazing.
I love Prince.
Amazing.
By the way, you're not just Cabbie on Twitter. You're _ Just so everybody knows,
Somebody
it's
had
not
it.
just pure
like
Cabbie.
I said, I got on social media late. Somebody had it. Some guy. I'm not a Twitter as much. I'm a little more on the Facebooks.
I know, but you twat with me all the time, so I appreciate that.
Well, that's where you found me.
I appreciate twats from Cabbie.
Yeah, I'll twat you.
I do want to get into the porn thing because I really felt like you got a really fucking bad rap with that. I just want to know how it all came back, and I want to talk about what happened at that time and the fact that you had asked permission and he said it was okay. I want to go a little forward to them basically ripping you a new asshole when Ron Jeremy was in studio and then come back.
Well, when Ron Jeremy threw me under the bus because
He's
he was never supposed to talk about it, and he put it in his fucking book. I brought it up because a guy came to me and said, hey, how about we do this? You have access to this thing. Let's film this thing there. We'll shoot it. We'll do it after hours. You got access. I said, okay, let's try it out. Let's do it. We did it. A lot of people knew about it. People don't like some of the things I'll say, but 100% I am honest, man, and it's to a fault. It put me in prison, for God's sakes. Almost for 10 years. The guy wanted to go for 30 for not filing my taxes. But that's neither here nor there.
People are murdering people.
So let me finish. So a guy came to me and said, well, let's film this thing there. We'll do some things. So I said, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to bring it up on the show. I'm going to ask. And I can almost recite word for word what Howard said. He said, yo, you could do some of that here. I said, okay. And I said, fuck it. I got his permission. We did it. And then I got worried because twofold. I didn't want to lose my job because I realized I had Howard's permission, but I didn't have my boss's permission.
Right.
And I knew that Viacom was bigger than Howard. So I said, you know what? I told the guy, look, man, and then I saw Ron Jeremy's edit because he gave it to Ron Jeremy to edit. And no offense, I love Ron, but dude, it was all about Ron, and it was really cheesy. I love Ron. I love Ron, but it was just
ew.
I mean, I don't know if you realize, but he used you as a conduit to get on the Stern Show. He'd never been on the Stern Show up until that point.
Of course he did. You know how many people tried to use me to get on the fucking Stern Show?
He needed you to get on that show. For whatever reason,
absolutely.
Howard just didn't want to have him on.
And they wanted that controversy, and that's why they had him on. They wanted
and that's
to
why he put it in his book.
Yeah. Of course. I want to play the tape so that we can hear a little bit of that.
Play it. Because you know what? The Stern Show would never play it again.
Never.
No, that audio's gone. That's
so
completely...
let's go with the denial, and then let's go with the truth. Go for it, Caps.
Okay.
At one point, I told you, Howard, I want to make a porno in your studio, and you said yes.
No, I said yes. But in a joking way or in a serious way?
I asked you.
Oh, stop it.
Sure, man.
You're being silly. You're being silly.
No, you did. You did.
Yeah, I'd like to hear that. Did you recall anything like that, Robin?
No.
Where I said yes, go shoot a porno? No one asked me.
Knowing you, I don't know that you could ever say yes to
I
that.
asked you, and you said yes.
Oh, Cabbie, come on.
Exist.
Don't insult my intelligence.
Wow.
Okay, so there he is saying, you're full of shit. I have a guest in studio who's telling me exactly what you fucking did, and you're saying, no, you told me we could do this, and then we scoured the internet, thank God for YouTube, and found this little tidbit. Go for it, Caps.
Well, if you come in here and you tell me you're in a porno, I bet you there's enough people who would go see that.
Really?
Yeah, that's right.
Can I film it in your studio?
You want to film a porno in my studio?
Yeah.
Yeah, I let you do that if Chiasano says all right.
Something that wasn't is now.
Yeah. I don't think Chiasano will let it.
Okay. There was no facetiousness or joking in his voice.
In one breath, years later, he says he never fucking said it, but he said it.
Yeah, of course he fucking said it.
He's a hypocrite and a liar and a fucking sellout.
Absolutely. He's a total fucking sellout. That's what we're all about on this goddamn show. Is the fact that, the show that you were on, that time period was the best fucking years of that show. And now...
Because who came in there and was real and never fucking bullshitted?
Nobody. Well, Artie came on and was real for the first year, but then the next year it was repeat Artie.
I love Artie, man, and I feel bad what happened with him. And I actually met with Artie last year sometime about the app. Actually, we were talking about the app. It was right when his podcast was beginning. I don't ever question Artie's integrity.
Us
think,
either.
And you know what? I think Jackie got fucked.
We do too.
I think Stuttering John walked at the right time.
Yeah, well, I agree with everything you just said. We've gone over these talking points in multiplicity, Michael Keaton aside, at exactly what you said. I mean, to the letter.
And why do you think I walked from radio, dude? When they fucked my friend who was an advertiser he was going to spend millions of dollars in advertising, and they fucking buried him. And I was like, you know what? This is what it's become, and this is what radio is. I was like, you know what? This is not what I signed up for. I didn't get into the business for this.
But Cabbie, I'm still not getting
bullshit.
I'm still not getting why that whole thing was your fault. Like how it became.
Well, of course it's my fault because I was just crazy Cabbie. I was a fucking.
You're the fall guy.
I was the loose cannon. I was something they could blame. Something they could blame.
When have you ever seen Howard take accountability for anything?
Never.
Never.
I just want to say,
whether it's 1988 or 2015, when has he ever taken accountability?
John,
Never.
I just want to say something, and this is my, not to be rotten, but I have to go to this. Howard really did not think you were going to do that. He said, Tom Chiasano, you have to go to him. It would never be allowed. So I'm talking about the advertising deal where
you know what? Howard's
I'm talking about the porno. I'm talking about the porno. Fuck the advertising. I'm talking about the porno. Howard would not want anyone banging, schlanging, schmunging, flunging, doing all that gross stuff in there.
On his chair.
I'm sorry.
I get that.
I wouldn't. So,
but he wasn't being facetious when he said what he said. There was no joking.
He was doing what he always does. He said, I'd allow it, yet you got to get Tom's permission.
Well, because Tom's the bad guy. Tom is the fall guy for everything fucked up.
But why did you think...
And on some levels, he knew saying it to the wild man in the station. Who was the wild man?
You?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, really, you were. I mean, he wouldn't. Tom Chiasano got blamed for Billy fucking West, for Christ's sake. You really think Tom controlled that?
We have
porno in his studio.
We have this conversation all the time. I mean, let's be honest. And even Cabbie said it. You know what? Plenty of people have fucked in your studio. And I bet you that's true because you know what? Who gives the fuck? Here you are after hours. It's completely dark. You're up there with your girlfriend.
Would you want that?
Oh, my God. You know how many people fucked in that building? It's a radio station, for God's sake.
You know how many offices I
worked in 3 different radio stations.
Yes,
That's what
me
people
too,
did.
but
They
it's
fucking...
us.
They were DJs, for God's sakes.
Of course. People
I would be on the air and fucking DJs would bring people up and fuck in the green room.
Yes.
He's right. He's right.
Yeah, I'm just going to say. Why?
Just to say they fucked in Howard's green room.
Of course. But I'm just saying this. What would be the big deal that would make somebody want to watch a porno just because that gross Ron Jeremy is fucking Tabitha Stevens over Howard's console?
Exactly that reason.
And by the
exactly
way,
what
they
you
both
just
fucking
fucking
lied.
said.
They got paid. Trust me.
Yeah, they did get paid. Of course they did. Who would
I know they got fucking paid.
Of course.
I know they got paid.
Cabbie
And that was bullshit too. Like, really? Are you fucking serious? Because I have the fucking the form that they have to sign for the release.
The what?
Don't think they'd sign a release unless they got paid?
Yep, NDA.
You know,
no, not the non-disclosure. I forget the number, the document that in porn you have to sign the. I forget. Whatever. There's a.
The I do not have genital warts or AIDS document.
And I can't release this footage unless you're over 18, and no porn star ever signs it unless they get fucking cash in hand.
See,
so
my ass doesn't leak
those
documents.
Fuckers lie. So fuck you, Ron Jeremy. Fuck you, Tabitha Stevens. You fucking shriveled up fucks.
Let me tell you something, Cabbie.
Ron Jeremy can't keep his dick hard unless he holds it. So fuck you.
I think
he doesn't pay for anything, and he eats everything. Yeah. He was actually, when he was young, like if you look at the pictures when he was young and thin.
No,
but I'm just saying, he wasn't so disgusting. He looked like an Italian guy with a huge cock.
No.
I hate huge cock.
He's like, he would be like fucking Mario Brothers hitting fucking things with his penis instead of a goddamn hammer. He's like a gindaloon, like a stinky fucking Judaloon. That's what he is. He's like a disgusting animal.
Cabbie's making him out to be Marlon Brando and all the water.
Could have been someone. I was a contender.
He's the biggest guy in fucking porn. Honestly.
Big cocks. Yeah.
Well, he looks more like Marlon Brando right before he died right now.
It's like Dominic Barbara. Oh, what happened to Dominic Barbara? Do you know?
What didn't happen to him?
He's walking around with his cock in his hand.
Well, Dominic Barbara, his last 5 years.
I'm just thinking that Ron Jeremy defies all logic laws when it comes to Jewish penis. That's all I'm going to say.
Isn't
what do you
Dominic
mean?
Barbara like
Jewish
homeless?
penis?
Oh, yeah, Dominic Barbara is homeless. Yeah.
That's a whole other show, and we'd love to have you on for
Jewish penis.
I feel bad. He was actually the lawyer who helped me out when my fucking lawyer got thrown out of court by the judge before I got sentenced.
Oh, that's right.
He had a soft spot for you. I know.
Soft spot.
Well, he was a good dude. I feel bad for him. He had some issue. I don't know what was it, pills or something, or
he fucked up
twice, or overspending, and he's another guy that got shit all over by Howard.
Of course. Yep. Of course.
So
let's get to Beth.
No. Okay, I got one more thing with the porn because I got to stick with this for a second.
All right.
And I really have to stick it to you on this one because you're like Beavis and Butthead tonight. What's with you? So I was listening to the Opie and Anthony show, and you know where I'm fucking going with this. Yeah. So can you just and they tried to scrub it and kind of push that under the rug, but can you give us a little bit more detail on what the fuck you were talking about on that show? Hold on. I got a clip, and then we'll come to it. Go, Caps.
All right.
F. Howard, and I about 2 years ago I received some pictures of Howard that are very unbecoming. Him naked. Does that make sense? And a video. Ew. And I have it. and I've been holding it for 2 years. And I'm talking to lawyers. And
Why do you got naked pictures of Howard?
Yeah, how did this come about? Somebody sent it to me.
So I need to delve into that just a snurch because
I've explained it and I've talked about it, and
I've never heard
everything.
it.
No.
Everything I've said about it is it's what it is, and it's all gone.
Yeah,
We've never heard it.
Yeah, we don't know because this is the only tape that I was able to find about it. So I just need a little cliff notes.
No, I'm just going to leave it at
Cliff notes, Cabbie.
Somebody sent me something, and somebody said they filmed something, and I saw it, and I destroyed it. I talked to my mother, and she said get rid of it.
Why?
Cabbie, that's in between Allison and Beth, like just before they became the skeleton twins.
Mad tear.
This is like.
I'm going to say exactly what I just said and say let's just.
No, I respect that. I'm not going to.
Because he did me a solid. He never hurt my radio career, and he was not a shitty man. He kind of fucked a friend of mine, but I'm not going to. I would never want somebody to do that to me.
Well, but you let the fucking cat out of the bag. I mean, why would you even do that to begin with?
I would never. That's not.
That goes
I'm
back
not
to
dirty.
Yeah,
I'm a clean person.
But you get pissed.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying.
You know what though? I'm a clean person. I'm not going to get fucking paid like that.
Yeah,
I'm going to get paid clean.
Well, one thing
Because karma's a bitch in this universe.
Yeah, I know. We hear you. We hear you.
You know what I thought? I thought just release them. It's Halloween. Let's see Howard naked. It's gross, frightening. Ew.
Scare the shit out of young children. We could bring those little fucking snot bags back from AGT.
I'm a general believer in the karma of the universe. And I
feel bad about that. I really don't, because I think so many shitty people get away with everything.
Yeah, I agree.
His own karma will catch up to him.
I think so.
I'm not gonna be the deliverer. I'm not the deliverer of someone else's shit.
Well,
one more thing about that.
I don't have that power. Does that make sense?
Yes.
It kind of does, but you
put it out there.
You put it out there. You started it.
Yeah, I put it out there just so people, dude. Listen, everybody's got a fucking deliverer. It ain't me. It ain't gonna be me.
All right.
Can I say this to you? This is one thing I always pondered, and I thought, because you did say this and sort of threaten in some sort of manner. I thought Howard might have paid you a few bucks.
Nothing at all.
Nah?
Fuck no.
No.
You don't think he's kind of afraid of you? There's a sort of where the bodies are buried kind of undertones with everything.
Not at all.
I feel like he's afraid of you.
I think so too.
Going on.
Me too.
I do too.
I really believe there's somewhere the bodies are buried. I'm getting that intonation from for the clips I listen to. There's something going on. They don't he would not have you on that much and you were able to kind of have a run of the place and stuff.
Yeah.
He usually limits appearances, and you kind of
he told me he liked what I did. He said I was entertaining.
I believe it.
I think he liked that people fucking were mad or angry when I came in, because that's
you provided really good content. So let's talk about those Mad Tear days, because we go on this website where we usually chat about Howard and things that have happened in the past and blah blah blah, and we always wondered what your specific relationship was to Beth and how he met her. And where you were during those
I was there
days.
the night. I was there. She walked past me to see the wig.
No, she didn't.
I was meeting with Booker and Howard. We were going out for drinks. Mm-hmm. Not many times like that happened, and she was there, and she mainline.
So was it as a club, or was it at a party, or what?
It was at a bar. It was at the Mercer Hotel.
Yeah, that's what Monique. Booker was married to Jennifer Lopez's sister, Linda.
Yes.
Oh,
so
right.
that's the scene you're talking about. So there's a whole conduit there.
Yes.
And That's how Cabbie and Kane actually. I remember. I'll never forget. I don't know why I remember this dumb shit.
You always do.
When Ben Affleck was promoting Daredevil, they got him on.
He wears a wig.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you find more?
Wig
You
theory.
wig-wearing hump.
What about Beth?
Yeah. So, what do you think of her, and what do you think her effect has been on the show?
I never really had. I had minimal interaction. I mean, I did. She seemed nice. She probably wanted me, but I wasn't a 100 millionaire. That's the truth. I'm a more affable, entertaining gentleman.
Absolutely.
And
he's very introverted.
He's rich and famous, so who are you going to go for?
Right.
If you're a tall, striking blonde with a Winnie face.
Hey,
my wife just said, "Well, thank God." She's not my type, bro. I lived around blondes in Minnesota for, fucking 30 some years. I've seen the type, and I knew what she was going for.
Of course.
The whole thing was, she said she did not know it was Howard.
Yeah, she didn't know who he was.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, what did she think it was? Fucking Joey Ramone?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right.
Was he even still alive at that moment?
No, he wasn't. He died.
Yeah, I'm sure she made the beeline for fucking Howard. How could she not?
Right. Was she going for Booker?
Yeah, right.
Me or Howard
Ralph.
Stern?
Ralph.
Really?
Was Ralph with you guys? That berry-faced fuck?
Actually, I think he met us later. We went to some stupid club that was like, it was so loud, and it was not. I don't do clubs.
Yeah,
and
me
I was
neither.
like, at that point, I was like, okay. And it was weird. Whenever you went somewhere with him, dude, it was so. I only went a few times, and I was like, okay, this is not like. I worked with the guy. I never was a sycophant. I was an associate in the sense of I knew what my relationship with him was.
Right.
I mean, we were friendly, but we weren't like fucking best friends.
Right.
I knew
Like
that.
you were really
Like
close.
he was a tool I was using, and I was a tool he used.
Right.
Like I got that. I mean, he invited me out to a couple things. I think he invited me to some birthday dinner one time, and I declined it. Like, dude, I didn't fucking suck his dick. I didn't want to hang out with him every second like everybody else did. That's not who I am. I'm not a person who goes out and fucking tries to hang out with everybody. I don't go to the club every night. I like to spend time with my wife and my fucking dog.
So was it a
That's what I
scene?
do.
Was it a scene when you would go out with Howard? Was it like all these
dude,
girls?
It was everybody. It's this whole fucking thing, bro. It just wasn't. Nah, man. You can't have a comment. I mean, you could talk to him briefly, but you can't. Like, I like to. When I go out with a friend, which I don't have many because I don't really like people except for my wife and my dog. I mean, I have a few friends, but I want to talk to you. I don't want to fucking, everybody's like trying to get near you and fucking whatever it is.
Impress
Get a picture,
you,
an autograph.
all that
Fuck
shit.
that. Really?
Did you go to the strip clubs with him? Because that was like, Chauncey used to tell us all about how that was such a big part of his mad tear
We went
days.
to the strip club to celebrate. I think it was after the fight. And I'm not a strip club guy,
Me
and everybody
neither.
said I was a fag because I didn't want to hang out at Scores. I wanted to leave.
I
know,
But
right?
I didn't want to fucking sit there with a bunch of smelly Russian strippers. No offense to smelly Russian
You
strippers.
said they were ugly
no
and they had
offense.
body odor.
No offense to smelly Russian strippers.
Yes,
But
body
it was like middle of the day, and they
Ew.
closed the place down for us. But it was like, dude, that's not my scene. I
Right.
like my girl. I would rather watch her strip, and I would rather give her money to go out and buy a fucking handbag than give some fucking whore
Yeah.
who I know I'm not going to fuck. I worked at a porn shop when I was 18. They told me, don't ever give money to strippers because you ain't ever going to fuck them.
Never. Give him money, no fucking involved.
Or big money.
Svetlana's not going to fuck you. Sorry. Do you think
Yeah, they're fucking skanks.
do you think that story about Howard buying a Mercedes for a stripper was true?
I don't know.
Honestly.
I never heard it. So
I do.
Oh, really? It was in page
100%.
6. It was like a big thing.
Richard Johnson.
Richard Johnson blew that up.
He had a threesome. He admitted it to it.
Who did?
Howard. He admitted that he had a threesome during his
So what were their
marriage.
names? Fucking Ralph and Jim?
Seriously, what the fuck was Ralph? What the fuck with Ralph? Do you know
Ralph
that
and Ronnie.
Do you know that Ralph gets a 401k from 112 Productions? He's actually an invested.
So is Beth.
Beth and Ralph are the 2 employees of 112 Productions, plus a lawyer out in Long Island, and they get 401ks with profit sharing.
It's 401 Special K if it's Beth.
Hey, you got to, those are the people closest to him. I guess he's taking.
Did you ever see any?
I'm sure she's getting more than a 401k from
She's
Howard.
getting a lot.
Jesus, is she ever?
Please. Did you ever get any, like, Howard, his show nowadays, he's like evolved. So he doesn't do any.
Is that what they call it? Evolved?
Yes,
Evolved.
that's exactly what they call it.
Called boring. He watches The Bachelor. He obsesses about male penis size. He had who is the best black, big beer can thick penis. Did you ever get a homo vibe from Howard? Because we do.
We
It's
just had a whole
big
discussion
thing.
about how Ralph is fucking him up the ass. What do you think? What do you think the homo vibe is?
No. I mean, for real.
Well, he was the only one who didn't want to take a lie detector test.
That's
and I
right.
Brought that whole
Oh,
thing
was
up.
that it?
Yeah, that's
Howard?
right. No, he was the only one. Did you know anything about this new person that's there, Marcy Turk? She's like 34 years old.
I mean, I've read, but I don't know. Isn't it like his life coach or something?
Exactly. We did a whole episode about getting things done, and
Isn't it a life coach for a man like a guy walking around with like a butt plug up his ass?
Yes.
yes.
Well, Howard has his purse
Yeah, it's
and
pretty. I don't know.
he wears his Mancier and his Myrtle and his Manties. He's very, very effeminate.
I don't think he's effeminate.
I do.
I see many men. I mean, I work in the garment center, so I see all these fucking guys wearing that shit.
I work in the entertainment field. I know all of it. Howard is more of a chick than we are. Let's face it.
Oh, I don't think so.
Oh, please.
I mean, look at it like this, though. I mean, I'm not defending the guy.
Yes,
but
you are.
You got to look at it like Metallica. Is he going to make master puppets, over and over again? I mean, I get it on some levels, but on the other level, he's got to cater to his audience or just fucking quit making
he has
music
to quit.
at some point.
I have a question for you. What do you think the future of Howard Stern is? Like, do you think he's going to re-sign with Sirius?
Well, at some point, dude, just go fucking spend your money and enjoy your life.
Really?
I mean, just stop. Like it's like the whole world's gotten this whole PC thing and gun control and everybody trying to tell everybody what to do and how to fucking laugh and what's funny and what's not. Dude, everybody just stop. Just fucking everybody stop, okay? You know what? When a kid shoots up a school or goes lunatic and you're gonna blame this or you're gonna blame, dude, stop. It's like the fucking Kardashians. Like, really? That's entertainment?
Yes.
It all starts. They're famous for nothing.
Exactly.
Their fame is discovering an alien planet somewhere. How about that's famous?
You think we're Cabbie, you're a psychology guy now. We're a Schadenfreude culture. It's all we care about is watching other people fail.
Well, not we, but it's
not everybody.
bad to the majority, man.
I'm not, but somehow these twats have 50 billion followers on Twitter, and somebody's got to be doing it.
Well, how about everybody put their fucking phone down and start talking to each other like humanity again?
No, that's not going to happen.
Cabbie, I got to tell you, I blame you. It's almost more of a backward compliment for the gentrification of Williamsburg. You were the first person of note. That fucking place went from gangs and Molotov cocktails to
Monique.
Oh, you live there?
Dude, and you know what's funny? That building I stood on 9/11,
Yeah.
I left that building because right after that happened, that fucking bitch doubled my fucking rent.
Oh,
that
cunt.
whore.
I didn't know it was a scene. I didn't know it was a scene until that fucking day. I learned the term teabag from you. I'd never heard teabag until you actually acted it out. You actually dropped trowel and lowered your sack down and showed me what I did. To this day, I honestly did not know the term until Cabbie explained it to me.
And by the way,
Joe,
Cabbie,
how about this? I almost killed a woman on that building that morning when she fucking said, "See this? We deserve this." I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" I almost threw her off the building. She was some artist cunt in that fucking building.
and by the way, Cabbie, when you were on 9/11, you actually really added insightful and knowledgeable content to that show. So I really appreciate that.
That might have been him at his best.
Yeah,
I think
absolutely.
so. You were great.
You know what?
You
That
really
was.
were.
Here's the funny thing. That was what I always wanted to do. I wanted to be a radio broadcaster, and that was the day that I actually was a broadcaster.
Yeah.
You were like the Stern Show's version of Arthur Kent, the Scud Stud, that day. You were the, you know,
The Scud Stud. Dude, I was in the Gulf War. I remember the Scud. I got poisoned by poison gas in the fucking first Gulf War, motherfucker. I'm 100% disabled from that shit. That's no lie. And I'm half retarded. Check it out. Another Williamsburg story. When I first met my wife, she used to come over, and the building I lived in was an old textile factory.
Where'd you live?
And there was these
what
huge
street?
needles in the wood floors, and you'd almost step on them.
Oh,
And then there was these huge cockroaches, and I'd be like, no, they're water bugs.
Yeah, they are water.
Dude, they were the size of my hand on the wall because I didn't want her to freak out because she hates bugs.
Cabbie, what street did you live on in Williamsburg?
I lived on fucking Broadway, right at Kent, right down on the fucking. I lived right down from Peter Luger's.
Oh, I know the neighborhood. It was still full of Schwarzes at the time.
Oh, are you kidding me? They were everywhere. They would fucking walk their broods like fucking 15 kids in their wool dresses and their wigs.
Schwarzes and Hasidims, a perfect combination.
Schwarzes are black people, right?
Schwarzidums.
It was insane. It was insanity.
only a dude from Minnesota can go, they're everywhere.
They were everywhere. Dude, when I first moved there, I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, everywhere. Like roaches, honestly, with wigs. Roaches with wigs. It was
They were like
disgusting.
water bugs.
Yes! and they spawn. They spawn so much. They're like a bunch of fucking hemophiliac bifocal wearing fucking
Oh my God. Howard would be proud.
No, he would be very ashamed. You can't
All right, Cabbie, we're going to wrap up with you now.
Love you.
Yes, of course we do.
I appreciate the time. Scoutit.us, scoutit.me.
Underscore Cabbie at
hope
Twitter.
You enjoyed it. Well,
Yes.
we had a good time.
We did. Thank you.
I hope we thrashed everybody who deserved it.
Of course we did. Awesome.
You guys are great. And
Okay.
if you want me
We'd
to
love to
call
have
in and
you.
fucking crash out your party and thrash somebody, I'm always down for a good
Thank
fucking,
you.
know.
That'd be fab. Thanks,
Have a great
Lee.
night.
All right.
Bye.
Take
Bye.
care, people.
Thank you.
Be well. God bless.
You
Bye.
too.
You too.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Hey guys, thanks for hanging with us tonight. Please join us for any further discussion at RadioGunk.com in the forum section. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at RadioGunk. And don't forget to like this and subscribe to us and hit that little bell so you know when we're doing a new show. Thanks.